Hey, this is Adam with the Adam Wines Guitar Academy, and today we're talking about how to play like a guitar pro in 30 days. Now, realistically, that might actually be possible for some players. For some players, it may not be entirely possible. However, you can definitely make an incredible amount of progress in 30 days if you do the right thing. So it depends on your level. So let's say you're just a complete beginner and you've never played guitar before. My recommendation would be to get your open chords together first and some basic strumming. So you could definitely get something like that with some strumming. That's completely possible within 30 days, 100%. You would just need to practice daily, maybe an hour a day, or even two if you have the time. And you could definitely do something like that. And even there's a lot of professional players that's what they do. A couple little tips on that though. If you want to get that first benchmark, practice strumming and the chords separately. So just practice down and up like this, just a steady down up rhythm. Those are called eighth notes, by the way. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just down and up. Just practice that motion. You can also just practice 4 downs. That's about half the speed. That's useful as well. So practice that separately to get a good sense of rhythm, and definitely use a metronome if you can. It's downloaded on a phone for free. Try 80 to 160 beats per minute. Start at 80 and speed up over time. Now for your chords, there's a ton of videos, and you can check out my channel on how to play some chords as well. But just a couple tips as you're learning a chord. Say you're going for the G chord. What you're going to want to do when you practice this G chord is not just hold it all day. So what you want to do, relax it, and then make it again. So what you're doing here is you're reinforcing the muscle memory. If you do that for an hour, as opposed to holding the chord for an hour and strumming it, you will progress so much faster. So keep that in mind. Now, let's say you've been playing for a while, and say you know some scales. Maybe you know the pentatonic scale, like A minor. So you know that, and maybe you like to do some string bending. So the second thing that you can easily make yourself sound like a pro in a very short amount of time is to fix your string bending. So a lot of players will take a note, say this note, and they'll bend like this. And that's out of tune in the context of this chord, which is an A minor. So if you play and you hit a bend like that, it's completely off and out of key and will come across as amateurish. If you can fix a simple thing where you're bending incorrectly, that'll completely transform your playing and make you sound 10 to 1,000 times better. All you really need to do is be aware of half step and whole step bends. So when I bend this incorrectly, I'm basically doing kind of a half step bend. What that means is I'm bending this note to sound like this note. So it's one fret away. I need to bend this note to sound like this note. That's called a whole step bend. In other words, I might have actually overshot that. There we go. You have to really use your ear to bend correctly. So it's still challenging even for pros. So it's something, if you work on that every day, that'll completely transform your playing in a very short amount of time. So a couple tips on bending. When you can, if you use your ring finger, you can actually put your other 2 fingers down along with it. So my ring finger is right here on 7, my middle finger is on 6, and my index is on 5. And they're actually all on the same string. And what will happen is this finger will cancel out these 2 fingers. But what will happen is I have now more hand strength to bend this string without having to strain my hand. So it's a way easier to get a whole step bend that way. And you'll hear it. You'll hear the note. Like you'll hear if it's wrong if you pay attention. And then you'll hear it hit the right part, especially if you have a chord going. You can hear that you're hitting it correctly. Okay. Now, on to the next topic, back to the A minor pentatonic scale. Something that can completely transform your playing is to not just play the scale up and down. A lot of players get stuck just doing that and making up melodies in a very linear way without any rhythmic interest. So back to rhythm a little bit. If you get good at rhythm, say like a triplet rhythm, like 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a. You get a rhythm like that and then apply it to the scale with some kind of scale sequence pattern, that'll sound way more interesting than just playing the scale up and down. So for example, something like I actually have a video on that lick. It's a triplet A minor pentatonic lick, how to do easy shredding with the pentatonic scale if you check out more of my channel. But the premise behind that is it's 3 notes of this scale. You come back a note, and then come back another note, and so forth. But you keep that triplet rhythm going, applying it to that, and it'll sound way better. So if you implement those tips into your playing, wherever you're at with your playing, you'll instantly get better very quickly, possibly even less than 30 days. All right, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.